Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 5 of our Rebooking ECW series, and it's our first official pay-per-view of the series, Hostile City Showdown. The full card is in the description below, as well as the question of the week that you will see soon when we dive straight into the show. But there's a few things I want to cover before we get to everything. First things first, I think it was in episode 3, someone in the comments, I'm really sorry I don't have your name, but you know who you are, love you, we had a nice little back and forth. I think I dissed on good old Roadkill, which upset a couple of you, but that's just because I haven't really seen much of him. I kind of mostly watched ECW up until 1998, including a couple of their first few pay-per-views, just to get an idea of some of the wrestlers I wasn't familiar with. And Amish Roadkill, aka Roadkill, just wasn't there. Like, he wasn't in any of the pay-per-views, he was hardly on the shows and stuff, so I didn't know much of him, so I just thought, you know, here's one of my jobbers. But it turns out he is a part of a tag team with Danny Doring, and they were pretty successful, so I went and checked out some more ECW stuff, you know, late 98 and 99, and they feature quite a lot, and to be fair, they're a fun little act. So what I've done is, so Danny Doring, aka Danny Morrison, you can see him down here, let's find him, wasn't in the game, so I have created him based on what I have seen. So feel free to, you know, shit on these numbers, but I think this is pretty fair, especially when you compare him to some other people. You know, look at these numbers fluctuating. I think he's actually quite consistent, so these will all grow as well, because, you know, he's mad young, he's 23. I pulled this picture from some website. It's kind of cut his face off a little, but that's fine. You can't really notice it when you don't look too much. And of course, I've made them a team, Danny Doring and Roadkill. So yeah, so he's now in the game. He's part of our roster. We will use him, of course. I mean, why wouldn't we? But he's not in the next, like, maybe 2 shows planned, because I've already got those planned. But one thing that I want to ask you guys, and again, I normally record maybe an episode ahead of what's coming out, so I typically record the next episode the day or the day after I record, well, I post the last one. So obviously he had a manager or a partner. I can't remember the name that they gave her, but it was Lita, wasn't it? It was Lita, wasn't it? Amy Damas. This mod has Lita. I'll show you. Might as well just dive into it. All workers. So this is the database side of it. It's got her debuting the 1st. Is that the 1st of September? I don't even know. What is that? The 9th of January, 99. I don't know. Was she in? She was in ECW before then, wasn't she? Because I think it was around mid to late 1999 when she jumped ship and went to WWE. Do they have any other? No, they've just got the old Lita pictures. Okay. So do we bring her in? My only thing is, though, I'm not really planning on having a women's wrestling division anytime soon. So I feel like having her on the roster just as a manager isn't really going to add much value to our series. I mean, there obviously could be opportunities, you know, where she takes a bump and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's up to you guys. I'm more than happy to bring her in. Let me know. But for now, I think I'm going to leave her as, you know, set to debut. Let's put that back as 9. So, yeah. So she's staying there for now. But if you think that we should bring her in, let me know. But going forward, though, any, like, new signees, so anyone that joined ECW after this date, we're not just automatically going to bring them in like Tajiri. We're not just going to sign Tajiri just because he's meant to join later in 1998, because he's already an active wrestler and we're kind of carving our own path. But yeah, just wanted to quickly cover that. I hope you guys are looking forward to the pay-per-view event. It's coming up in less than a minute's time. So I'm going to stop chatting shit. That's the only thing I needed to tell you guys. Let's head straight into Hostile City Showdown. And here we are, Hostile City Showdown. And we are kicking off, of course, with the FBI as little Guido is taking on Joey Munoz. But before that, and before we get into this promo that you can see here, we have got the question of the week, as you can see on the left-hand side. Yeah, a bit of a random one. They're going to be random going forward, to be fair. There might be a couple that are specific to this series, but most of them will just be like, you know, conversation pieces. So this first one is, has wrestling ever made you emotional? And if it has, when? Tell me about it. I wrote this question and then was like, have I ever got emotional over wrestling? And I can think about times where I've been like really happy for a wrestler, that, you know, like, you know, when you do that little smile and you're like, oh, that makes me feel good. Like, I've had that, but I'm trying to think about a time where I literally got like, you know, sad, upset. The only one I can really think of is, and to be fair, I was quite young when it happened, so it's a bit sad that I was that invested at that age. But when Eddie Guerrero passed away, that was a massive shock to everyone. I remember I was at school, and my mum told me, like, as school was over, she came to pick me up. I was in primary school, and or, you know, elementary school for Americans and such. And she was like, oh, some wrestler died today. And I was, me thinking it'd be like some old bloke. I was like, oh, who? Haha. She was like, Eddie Guerrero. And I was like, Eddie Guerrero? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, Man was still wrestling. What's going on? So then she showed me the little newspaper article, and I was like, that's crazy. And then they did the tribute episode thing for Eddie Guerrero on SmackDown. And there was a VT that they played, and it was, I never forget it, it was Johnny Cash, his song Hurt, and as it played, it was, it just, like, the montage, all the things that it showed, I was sat there, like, maybe like 9, 10, I can't remember how old I was, like, just sobbing, like, I was like, no, and that song has, like, sat with me ever since, to the point where I kind of want that to be, like, my funeral song. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, if you just search on, I think it's on YouTube, just search Eddie Guerrero, Johnny Cash Hurt, and I think someone has like stolen the entire like video for it. But yeah, check it out. It's real sad. But yeah, let me know below any wrestling moments, any things within wrestling that made you emotional. Doesn't necessarily have to be sad emotional. Like, you know, has just really like tugged on your strings, whether they be happy, sad, super angry, you never know. You might have got so angry you punched a hole in the wall. Who knows? But either way, we are here at our first pay-per-view, Hostile City Showdown, and they're waiting for us. These four guys are like, come on, Ted, hurry up. But before the match starts, FBI attempt one more time to recruit Joey Munoz so that we don't have to have a match. So Tommy Rich grabs the microphone before the bell rings and says, Joey, I've been around the block, you know, I've seen it all. And you know what? I've got a little secret about your family that you might find interesting. You see, back in my day, I had a little romance with your great aunt. And guess what, Joey? She's Italian, through and through. The crowd start jeering and like going, way, and whistling and stuff. Joey, you know, starts to look a little bit peeved off with Tommy Rich's comment. And Tommy Rich continues, he goes, cross my heart, Joey, I'm not joking. Your great aunt and I shared some really unforgettable moments. And let me tell you something, that Italian blood runs strong. So why don't we skip this match and you join the full-blooded Italians? You know, we could use someone like you. I mean, if your passion is anything as close to your great aunt's passion, then oh boy. And just as he's about to finish off the boy, Joey Munoz sucker punches Tommy Rich square in the jaw, dropping him to the ground. And then without hesitation, both Tracy Smothers and Little Guido pounce on Joey Munoz, delivering a swift beatdown to him before Smothers and Rich roll out the ring and the referee rings the bell for our opening match. Yeah, cheeky little Tommy Rich saying that he had a fling with Munoz's great aunt. But yeah, fun little promo. You know, it's the FBI. I really enjoy kind of booking them. I think it's going to be a long-term thing where they're just going to try and recruit some people. They might actually recruit some people. And yeah, just trying to find some fun angles around that. But overall, 62, not bad. Tommy Rich attacking Munoz was the weakest because, you know, Tommy attacked by Munoz was the weakest. which kind of sucks. But, you know, the star power of Johnny Munoz shines through and everyone gets a little bit of pop. But yeah, as we know, the bell has rung, so let's drive straight into the first match of our pay-per-view. Joey Munoz taking on Little Guido. And 71, not too bad. Joey Munoz gets the win, of course he does. He defeats Little Guido despite, you know, the numbers advantage on FBI's side. A 91 from the crowd, which is pretty good. 3-star match quality, 76, and a 71 overall, which isn't too bad. Guido's dropped in pop, so it's basically just cancelled out what happened in the promo. But Munoz, whoa, was made to look like a threat, because we want Munoz to look strong. I'm building Munoz to be like that guy. But yeah, plus 0.4, which is awesome to see. So yeah, great opening match. 71, I will more than gladly take that. Following on from this, though, is the FMW Challenge. RVD Sabu and their manager, Bill Alfonso, set the challenge for 2 of FMW's best to come down to the old US of A and challenge Rob Van Dam and Sabu. And we're about to find out who those 2 men are. And it is Flying Kid Ichihara and Hayabusa as they make their entrance. The legendary Hayabusa. And, you know, Flying Kid Ichihara is no one to shake a stick at. He's pretty lit as well. They have come down and they have accepted the challenge of RVD and Sabu. A nice little 67 as they make their grand entrance. And yeah, no time is wasted. Let's dive straight into this match. How do we do? Oh, a 72 just. 90 from the crowd, a 3.5-star match quality, 80%, and a 72 overall. Looking at this, Van Dam's gone up in pop. No one else has gone up. But aiming to steal the show, they all upped their game. Hayabusa's selling and explosive style was baller. Van Dam had a boost to his performance because of his gimmick, and he's got crazy star power. Sabu's got great gimmick. They both got awesome explosive style. Sabu was struggling for breath at the end of the match. 18-minute match, by the way, quite long. Yeah, Sabu, fair enough. Harley Race did some real good heavy lifting here. He's a really good agent. I think his agent skill is like 98 or 99, so yeah, why not use him for matches like this? But yeah, Van Dam growing in pop, no one else getting that jump in pop, which is really interesting. But either way, really good match. A 72 so far. Our match of the night by 1%. Who would have thought? Hold on. Who would have thought that this match, this tag team match, RVD and Sabu versus Hayabusa and Flying Kid Ichihara, would be 1% better than Joey Munoz and Lil Guido? I mean, yeah. Either way, yeah, good match here with RVD and Sabu, of course, getting the win. Lovely. As we continue with the show, we have got our next match, which is the new kid on the block. I can't speak today. I couldn't speak last episode either. And Tommy Dreamer, who's, you know, the older kid on the block. As Tommy Dreamer sets this challenge to Rhino, because he was a little bit pissed off at how Paul Heyman was gassing him up when, you know, Tommy Dreamer's like, I'm right here, man. I'm the definition of extreme. So yeah, this hopefully gets settled in the ring as Rhino takes on ECW legend, you could say at this point, Tommy Dreamer. And oh, we've got a new match of the night. A 100% from the crowd. They love a bit of Tommy Dreamer and Rhino. 2.5-star match quality though, but that doesn't matter because the final score was a 76. There was a major spot that brought the match to another level. Tommy Dreamer going through a set of tables. Crowd loved it. Rhino get the win. Sorry, I always forget to mention that. Rhino got the win, by the way. 12-minute match. Paul Heyman was the agent of this one. Tommy Dreamer, of course, elevates any match he's in and dropped in pop. Oh. But Rhino getting a big win over Tommy Dreamer, getting that 0.4 popularity change, which is lovely, lovely to see. And yeah, great little match here. Match of the night so far, 76. And Rhino, has he earned the respect of Tommy Dreamer? We'll have to wait and see in the next episode of Hardcore TV. But he gets a very, very big win here against, you know, one of ECW's mainstays, Tommy Dreamer. So yeah, not much else to say. Crowd loved it. I loved it. Let's move on. And next up is the, what's it called? The Dudley Boyz versus the Gangstanators, which is our pre-main event. So the last one before our main event, which is the TV title match between Taz and Jerry Lynn. But before we head straight into the Dudley Boyz versus Gangstanators, Joel Gertner is on hand to introduce the Dudley Boyz to the hostile City crowd. Now, I've written this promo, and I've tried my best to summon the Joel Gertner inside me, so please don't judge me too harshly for this. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round and brace yourselves for an unparalleled display of mayhem here at Hostile City Showdown. Straight from the rough and rugged streets of Dudleyville, these three forces of destruction are about to redefine the term extreme. First up, weighing in with a colossal charisma and a penchant for poetry, he's the wordsmith of woe, the loquacious luminary, Bubba Ray Dudley. His words hit harder than a steel chair, and his impact in the ring is nothing short of legendary. Next, from the heart of Dudleyville's unforgiving streets, a man whose name echoes through the annals of hardcore history, the embodiment of resilience and brutality, presenting Devon Dudley. His fists are a symphony of destruction, and his presence alone sends shivers down the spines of those foolish enough to stand in his path. And last, but certainly not least, the unsung hero with a sign and the mastermind behind the madness. Give it up for the one, the only Sign Guy. With a whiteboard in hand and mischief in his mind, Sign Guy is the puppet master pulling the strings, guiding the Dudley Boyz to their masterpiece of devastation. So rise from your seats, cheer on, or cower in fear as we welcome to the ring Bubba Ray, Devon, Sign Guy. In the realm of extreme, their legacy is etched in the shattered tables and broken bones of their victims. Testify! So yeah, nice little promo there from Joel Gertner. I'm planning on, I think, at every pay-per-view having a different Joel Gertner promo where, you know, I try and flex my Joel Gertner-ness on these three guys. Of course, it would have been amazing to have had Big Dick here. But Big Dick, of course, got poached by OVW. So we've just got these three fellas for now. But yeah, lovely little promo here. Joel's great on the mic. Everyone jumping in pop. And yeah, that takes us straight into our next match, which is the Dudley Boyz taking on the Gangstanators. Of course, the Gangstanators wanting to, you know, teach the Dudley Boyz a lesson because, you know, they don't like bullies. And at the moment, they are bullying good old Spike. But yeah, let's dive straight into it. And yeah, 79, I believe, match of the night. We're getting better and better as we go through. Love that. 100% crowd reaction, a 3-star match quality. Spike Dudley's here because, of course, Spike Dudley got involved. A lot of people were tired by this. I wanted it to be longer. I wanted it to be chaos. I'm not really care. I don't really care if the crowd was burned out because they wouldn't have been. In a real ECW, they would have loved this shit. But Major Spot helped the match. Devon's masterful and tag team, as is Bubba Ray. Harley Race, you know, really helped New Jack, which is good because New Jack is a lazy fucker. Struggling for breath. There was a big spot. The big spot involved Bubba Ray and Spike both crashing through multiple tables at the hands of New Jack and John Cronus. Of course, Spike kind of sacrificing himself to help get Bubba over the edge. And yeah, a decent little match, but of course, it was Bubba Ray and Devon that got the win. But New Jack, oh no! New Jack was hit with an injury as a result of this segment, so we're going to have to see how bad that was in the office after this, because of course I've got plans for New Jack. But either way, yeah, Bubba and Devon did get the win in the end. Of course, you know, jumping up in pop here, Devon getting a much bigger jump in pop than Bubba Ray. But thankfully, Cronus and New Jack not lowering in popularity. But a 79 overall so far, our match of the night. But this now takes us to our main event. There's no promos, there's no segment. We're going straight into our TV title match. Taz, the champion, taking on Jerry Lynn, the challenger. I had to find my words then. And in a very good match, a 75, so close to being match of the night as well. A 98 crowd reaction, a 3.5-star match. Jerry Lynn is the new winner, but you can see there's a whole host of little fuckers down here. as each and every one of these men got involved, and Francine women, to ensure that Taz does not come out champion, and they did it. We stole the show. Jerry Lynn, of course, is excellent in the rings, as is Taz's explosive style. But we do have a new ECW television champion, Jerry Lynn, taking advantage of the situation at hand, as, you know, why not? And he gets the win over Taz. Of course, that's not how this show ends. You guys should know that. Because chaos ensues post-match. You can see we've got a whole load of people here. So post-match, Taz has found himself under a brutal assault from all three members of Triple Threat. Jerry Lynn, who, you know, was a little bit distracted, you know, celebrating his TV title win, realizes that what's going on is not right. So he storms into the fray to aid Taz in the face of this onslaught. As Jerry Lynn and Taz temporarily team up to fight back against the odds, familiar music hits. And of course, it's Lance Bloody Storm. He comes storming down to the ring, get it? With a steel chair in hand, and has joined forces with Taz and Jerry Lynn, forming a 3-on-3 fight. They all team up, and they start to get the upper hand on the Triple Threat. The chaos continues, the crowd are loving it, when Paul Heyman senses an opportunity for one more match on this card. He grabs the microphone, calls for an immediate 6-man tag team match, gets the referee down to the ring, and hopefully wants this match to settle the score and give the fans what they want. Is this one more chaotic 6-man tag? So our impromptu main event tonight is Triple Threat, Shane Douglas, Chris Candido and Bam Bam Bigelow taking on the very unorthodox tag team of Taz, Lance Storm and Jerry Lynn, our new ECW TV champion. So yeah, you can see it all here. Attacked, they even the odds. And yeah, 70%. But let's dive straight into that. We've got one more match, guys. It is a 6-man tag main event. Let's see what happens. 72. Okay, not too bad. A 94. I'll take that. 3-star 74 match quality. And the winner of this match is Taz. He chokes out Chris Candido and yeah, gets the win. Obviously, a bunch of crazy stuff happens in this match because the three men, they don't stick to just, you know, one-on-one in the ring. There's fights on the outside. Lance Storm particularly targeting Chris Candido, but also delivering some heavy blows to Shane Douglas through this match. Bam Bam Bigelow really focusing on Taz. You know, he wants that revenge on Taz. Jerry Lynn, kind of the outside man, to be honest. He's just here because he was there. He's here through pure happenstance. But you can see we've got a bunch of greens here, you know, great performances from a lot of these guys. Harley Race doing some heavy lifting. Some really good work from the three faces, you could say, in this match. Taz and Jerry Lynn jumping up in pops. So Jerry Lynn has had one hell of a night. Lance Storm not growing at all. Candido dropping a little in Latin America. Oh. And then Douglas and Bam Bam losing a bit of pop, which is not great. You don't want your world champion to be losing pop. But yeah, Taz gets the win. And after, you know, Chris Candido gets choked out, Douglas is already on the outside of the ring with his title thinking, you know what, this match is over. I'll see you later. But that's not the final message. Taz wants to send another message to Shane Douglas. So here we go. Taz, so the alliance of Jerry Lynn, Taz and Lance Storm didn't last too long though. As the three men's arms are raised, Taz grabs a hold of Jerry Lynn, the man that just beat him for the TV title, and puts him to sleep in a Taz mission hold, just dragging him to the ground, and Jerry Lynn is out cold. This unexpected attack was just purely to send a message, not only to Jerry Lynn, but also the watchful eyes of Shane Douglas, who is nursing a few little, you know, knocks and bumps from this match, amplifying that tension between Taz and Douglas. Of course, Taz is upset at losing his belt, but he has not lost his edge or his desire to defeat Shane Douglas. And that is where we go off air. So let's end this show and see how we did. And we would have got a 74, which is awesome. But of course, it's limited to a 55. So we've got a 0.2 gain in both of these regions, which, you know, is probably all we're going to get for a while. I'm wondering if we up another thing to get to 60, will this jump to like 0.3 or 0.4? I don't know. But we might have to play around with that. I want to get to the end of the month, which is now, and we can look at how much money we made in a month, because then what I can do is I can look at improving something in the production without having to obviously lose money at the end of the month. Does that make sense? That makes sense. But either way, this is the show. You can see all the promos here. Feel free to pause and read as you wish. But I did read it all out. And yeah, there we go. That is the end of the show. Normally, I would cut, fade to black, but this game loads so quick, and I can't get over how quickly it loads. Straight to here and see what has happened. We've got 2 messages in the mail. We've got that injury from here. So attendance of 2,500. Oh, we didn't change the arena. Oh, no. We made the same money from Hostile City Showdown as we did on a regular show, because I didn't change the arena. 100% would have got more fans. 100%. Oh, I need to remember that for next time. But New Jack's injury, he will have to miss some time. So let's jump to our roster. Actually, let's just go medical. He's out until the 15th of April. Oh. Alright, sorry about that. I got carried away and just started shaking the screen. But yeah, that's really annoying that New Jack's out until April, because obviously we've got the Dudley boys, Spike Dudley, New Jack storyline, and yeah, there were plans, and all of those plans are now up in the bloody air. And also, does this mean that we can't fulfill that promise now? Because also, it wasn't Devon Storm, it was Devon, as in Devon Dudley. I mean, technically, they had the match. They had a tag team match, but I'm guessing that doesn't count. So this isn't going to happen. So he's going to get annoyed with us. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? But apparently, New Japan are trying to sign some more people. Yoji, Anjo, Kendo Kashin has left, but he's joined All Japan, and Koji Kanemoto has signed for them. But yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? Ending on a bum note. Actually, 2 bum notes, really. Because let's just get to the 1st of Feb. Because of New Jack injury, and I didn't sort out our bloody what's it called? I can't think of the words now. The arena. I did a small arena because I'm a boy. But looking at our finances, our money's 2.7, which I don't think is accurate because we're at 3 million. Unless we lost money over the month. Finances. Nope. Finances. We did. Oh, so what happens? So we actually lost money. Oh, I thought we were gaining money. So at the end of the month, I'm assuming what the back office value things come out. So production was 20,000, marketing 69, production. Oh wait, no, production's 220,000. Yeah, and then back office was minus 500, whatever that is for. So we were steadily making money, and then boom, we've lost money. So minus 84,914 for the month, which is not good. So we're going to have to do something to make money. Not too sure what, because we can't go to bigger arenas, because I know that on like a hardcore TV show basis, we're what's it called? It's like 2,600 and the arena's 2,500. So it's not worth paying for a bigger arena just for like 100 more tickets. What can we do? The only thing I can think of is we lower our production settings to just 50 for now. We need this one. Back office is 500, necessary to pass 60 popularity. So that's what we need to pass 60 popularity. If we go back down to that, for now, that doesn't change our max show score, but it is necessary to go past 60 popularity. But will that stop us from going past 40 popularity? Do you know what I mean? Because we're currently... where's our popularity? Yeah, we're currently 44.8. We've gone down in popularity as well. I don't understand this game. So would that work? Would that work? Because then obviously we're saving ourselves a lot of money here. And we'll actually start making money. And then we can bump that back in. I don't know. Yeah, this is big. 100,000 per month. Is that 100,000 as well? No, that's 100,000. Yeah, upping everything out, like that jumps massively. 10,000, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. And then that goes from 0 to 200,000. My goodness. Yeah, so I'm assuming we'll leave this a small full-time team. Because obviously that's ridiculous. Let's see if that affects our pop. If we're still gaining pop, because obviously it's necessary to progress past 60, so we can get to like 59.9, I'm assuming, and then we jump to this. That's what I think we do. Let's see. Well, I'll see if that affects our pop in the next episode. If not, we'll change it back. But yeah, New Jack's injured. That's annoying. I think Spike Dudley needs a new friend, so maybe we might have to jump into the market. And let's have a look at our shortlist. If you're still here, thank you very much, guys, because I know that this end bit, some of you guys drop off. But this is my shortlist. I'm going to quickly scroll through it. Is there anyone here you think would back up Spike Dudley against the Dudley Boyz? Just let me know. I'm going to scroll through it nice and slow, just so you guys can see everyone. You know, we've got a few familiar faces. Obviously, anyone who's written, don't bother. So yeah, I mean, Big Guido. Should we bring Big Guido back? Brian Nobbs, Chavo Guerrero. We've got some younglings here. They kind of want someone who's more threatening looking. I don't know, Dr. Wagner, he's already employed. We've got some people. Homicide, Young Homicide, James Gibson, James Storm. The Hardys. You know, the Nasty Boys we could bring in. Jinsei Shizaki. Remember, we can use FMW folk if we want to. I don't know why that's John Layfield's picture. That's a drawing. Jushin Thunder Liger, we obviously can't bring in. Juve, we can bring in Juve to Guerrero. Kaz Hayashi, he's a bit of a beast. Keiji Muto is obviously on a rhythm. Magnum Tokyo, Tanaka, Mike Awesome, Necro Butcher is in the game now. Perry Saturn we can't use. Rey Mysterio can't use. Ricky Banderas, I really want to bring in Ricky Banderas. I feel like he'd be good. Ron Killings, he's 26 now. That's well old. I thought he'd be younger than that. That can't be right. 98, Ron Killings is 26. I don't know. We've got Kojima. I mean, obviously the guys are on Britain, so ignore that. Steve Corino, I know he'll want to come in soon. Super Crazy. I mean, his contract's up soon in March. We could maybe look to bring in Steve Williams at some point. Taka Michinoku's is expiring for Michinoku Pro, but not for World Wrestling, so yeah, we can't really bring him in. Ishii just signed a contract. Yeah, so that's pretty much everyone on my list. One person I do want to check, and oh, what's his name? Clear the filters. Jun Kasai? Is that his name? Can't remember. Either way, yeah, so that's the short list. Do you think any of those guys could come and help Spike? I don't know. Maybe we can use some other people on our roster for that. But, you know, now with New Jack out, Spike needs help, and I need to rewrite most of these shows. So, yeah, with that, we'll leave it at that. Remember, answer the question of the week. Let me know your thoughts on Hostile City Showdown as well. I tried to keep it as ECWE as possible, if that makes sense. And, yeah, as always, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see each and every one of you in the next one.